some, I keep saying this too. People are like, oh, they're worried about this or worried about that. I'm like, I don't think he showed all the cards yet. I think he's still got plenty of stuff that he hasn't talked about. And even again, clipping all these vintage streams, I've came across times where he has hinted so many different times of he doesn't want to talk about this or doesn't want to rebuild this, or, he'll answer a question in a very subtle way because he doesn't want to, really talk about the mechanics because it's either something that he's still grokking on or something he doesn't want to announce yet. So I think Richard's got some pretty cool stuff that we don't even know about yet and can't even factor in, including maybe insane APY, maybe just reasonable APY. Something. The whole point of doing it is to to incentivize people to, help protect the network, help decentralize it, get them involved. Otherwise, if it's just going to be a few people in the community running validators and the devs, that's not the best for onboarding. So I think it's a smart move to pay attention to those type of parameters, and hopefully the change will make a big difference in the ecosystem.
Absolutely. As much as I would have loved V3 to be the last testnet, V4 was needed because obviously validators weren't getting, that much of an incentive to be, to come and do the job. Obviously, there's people like me and you and other people that are super invested in PulseChain and would do it regardless. But the fact now that there's people out there with hardware that could do it that maybe don't know about PulseChain or have looked at the APY and thought that's not worth it, now are going to be more incentivized. So that's going to equal more decentralization, which is obviously exciting as well.
Yeah, I mean, decentralization, it's even, I really think that we need to get people more involved with the validator side, more involved with, I think it's just such an underrated onboarding thing, because the people who are going to be validators, they're going to be people who have some technical know-how, because it's not easy. And especially not easy right now because there's no tools. In 6 months to a year from now, we should have all kinds of like automatic starter guides and scripts and code and stuff to make it super easy to do this stuff. And I've tried to put out some scripts and stuff to make it a lot easier too. But I think it's important that people have the skin in the game. They see it's profitable to participate in the ecosystem, and they want to join it because they see an opportunity. They're incentivized with the APY. They're incentivized with all of the fundamentals of all the projects that are launching on it, like Power City and everything else. And that's like, I think it's an onboarding tool, if nothing else. And we want to onboard the techies. We want them because those are the people who are making stuff easier for everyone else. And it's just this like really cool cycle of just getting smart people in the ecosystem, and they just exponentially grow things because they're able to help build out stuff that we need.
Yeah, man. The more decentralization, the better, because obviously this is what we want, right? The whole Hex and PulseChain and RH ecosystem wants true DeFi. We don't want, a Polygon or a Matic or something that's, going down left, right, and center. And we're all impatient. We want it. We wanted it 2 years ago, right? We wanted it last year. But it really does seem like we are on the brink of it. From what the devs say, you think V4 is going to be the last testnet, right?
I mean, that's what the most active dev on Twitter says, at least at least hints in that direction. I think that, yeah, I mean, just logically, just like the dev part of me, it's just like, yeah, it's to do a parameter change. It just makes sense to do another version of testnet. Richard, he even apologized for not being the last one. And I mean, that was nice for him to do. But at the same time, it's super understandable. When it happened, I was like, yeah, of course you need a V4. It's what, like, you could do the parameter change and call it V3 again, but that doesn't make, in the dev world, that doesn't make any sense to do that just to make everyone else happy. And I mean, I guess it'd be better for the Hex price or something, because V4 was not bullish. It didn't seem to be, with reflection of the chart, but I think it all made sense on that side. And yeah, I mean, man, that guy's been the Brett, I don't know how to say his name, Brett Tep or something like that. He's been saying some very interesting tweets lately. So I've been following him even more closely. He retweeted my validator script. That was pretty cool. I got a nod from him. Always nice to have that. And yeah, he's certainly hinting that way. I don't know why we would need, unless there's some other big parameter change or there's just some critical issue or bug. I don't think we need another testnet again, unless something unexpected happens. I know we've been waiting 2 years. Lots of unexpected things happened already. Maybe we got them all out of the way. Maybe that was the part of the bear deal. So we can only go up from now. We can only hope. But yeah, it's mainnet, man. It's I think Richard is in a launch mode. I really think he is. I think he's I don't know what kind of timing he's doing or if he's doing any at all, but he seems to want to get this thing out the door and without any major issues coming up. I mean, hopefully mid-May will come true. It just, we were thinking it was 1 year ago, but maybe it's 2023.
Maybe